So the kids, they recently fell ill, but they still wanted something hearty and obviously needed to be quick. So what we're going to be doing today is vermicelli with some tofu and essentially a lot of mushrooms. First, you want to actually get your vermicelli soaked for about 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them so it's sort of more manageable lengths later on when you eat. So the secret to this is actually this liquid here. So this was basically the liquid that we used to rehydrate the shiitake mushrooms as well as the prawns. The prawns actually lend itself to the salt already. So what we're going to do is just add a little bit more flavor in here. I'm going to add in a bit of and we're just going to get some dark soy sauce for color, some white pepper, and then we're going to get some sugar in here. The other thing we need to add in here is a bit of cornstarch. So this is going to help thicken the sauce later on. So let's get cooking. So first thing you want to do, get medium-sized pan, actually it's quite large, but add in a good squizzle of oil. We're going to add in our tofu first, and we're going to just brown this. We're just going to flip everything over. The other side doesn't need to be as brown because then your tofu will become a little bit too hard. So as long as one side has a nice sort of golden brown color, just give the other side a quick minute or so. So just fish it out. Okay, with the oil that's still in there, we're going to go ahead and add in our green onions. Okay, next we're going to add in our prawns. So we don't really need to brown the prawns here. We're just going to cook it halfway. So the minute they are no longer raw or it turns red, we can take them out. The prawns will continue to cook later on when we stew the dish. We'll add in the rest of our aromats in here. So we add the carrots in first because typically they take a little bit longer to cook. At this time, you're going to add in your rehydrated shrimps as well. Okay, then we go in with our mushrooms. So shiitake mushrooms, I've got enoki here and I forget what these called. These kind of mushrooms. But up to you. You can use whatever mushrooms you feel like. So the mushrooms are going to release quite a bit of moisture in here. So I'm going to hit this with a bit of salt also, just to draw water and to season a little bit. So the mushrooms are starting to soften quite a bit. Then we're going to take our prawns and beancurd from earlier and put that back in. Okay, then we're going to take our sauce from earlier and we're going to pour this right in. Okay, then we're going to add in our vermicelli in here. So you can see the cornstarch is doing its job already. It's thickening the sauce quite a fair bit. I'm actually going to add maybe a bit of water in here because it's a bit thick for my liking. Or you can also add in some chicken stock. I've got some broccoli as well. So the broccoli was sort of left over. So mix the broccoli in. The last thing we're going to do is cover this and let it stew for a couple of minutes. Okay. Noodles are nicely cooked, soaked up all the sauce. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to just garnish this with spring onions. Alright, so there you have it. Very quick. And yeah, everything actually happened in one pot. For those of you who've asked for easy one-pot recipes, please give this a try. And I'm going to try how this tastes. So I have to say the secret is really in the liquid that your shiitake mushrooms were rehydrated in, as well as the dried shrimps. That lends all the flavor in this, and whatever else you add in, yeah, it just completes the meal. So for the kids, you know, there's beancurd, there's a lot of vegetables in here and mushrooms, and it's a very versatile dish. You can add protein if you want, your meats, your minced pork, even chicken slices, but I've just kept things simple and had a few pieces of prawns, so we use that. So I hope you give this recipe a try. Again, it's a fairly simple one, which I think you'll love, being very easy and something that you can do on the weekday nights as well. So once again, if you do like what you see, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.